Hello and welcome to my video, The 7 Sins of Wet Shaving. I've recently been tagged by Kevy Shaves, who is a British-based YouTube wet shaver, something of a legend here in the UK. And this video is in association with the Facebook group Shave the Man. So what is the video about? Well, it's about, as you might guess, the 7 sins of wet shaving, which are, and I've got my iPad here just in front of me, which I'll refer to, so you have to excuse me. Greed, wrath, gluttony, sloth, pride, lust, and envy. So they are clearly emotions, but I'm going to take it a step further and switch them out to concepts. It asks each person to apply each point to an item in their shave den. So I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to apply, where relevant, each point to a concept or habit rather of my wet shaving. So the first point is greed. Now greed asks us, what is your most expensive and inexpensive item in your den? Well, my most expensive item, and not in a monetary, not when it comes to a monetary value, is my 1977 Gillette Black Beauty adjustable double edge. Has a blade in it. This is gorgeous. I love this. It's my most valuable item in my den because it is my birth razor. It is the fourth quarter of 1977, and it was gifted to me by my best pal Gareth Bradford and his wife Sharon. So this is my most expensive item. It's stainless steel, it's gorgeous, you know, it's in better nick than I am, and it's the same age as me. So what's not to love? My most inexpensive item was also gifted to me. I'm a very lucky chap, obviously, and it's one of these. And it's a PAL injector, so a single edge razor. The card is original, it's from 1963. And it was gifted to me by a chap called Adam Kaminsky, who's also known as Busyberry on the UK wet shaving forum known as Against the Grain. And Adam gifted me this item here. I love this razor. I think it's pretty awesome. It's very, very simple in its makeup, and there's something that is to be admired, I think, by that simplicity. You can see that okay. I'll close my mouth. It's very light, plastic handle. It must have been quite inexpensive to make in its time, back in the 60s. It's very loud when I'm shaving with it. It really rasps when it's cutting my beard. Injector style blade, and it's a cracking piece of kit. Very super aggressive shave for me, but it's awesome. So yeah, this is my most inexpensive. So the Black Beauty, most expensive in the context of sentiment, and then the PAL injector. Thanks for this, Adam. The next question is Roth. So the item I love to hate. That's a very easy answer, and it seems to be quite common in these videos, and most people don't get on with these. Now this is a feather single edge, or feather shavette rather, black resin handle, and it's gorgeous. But it is ferocious. It is a monster. To me, at least, you know, it's like a dragon. It demands more time than I have. I've used it about 4 times so far. And the second shave I got from it was probably the best shave I've ever had. And it was great. And rather boldly, I thought I'd use it for a YouTube live shave for our channel, for the Phoenix and Bow YouTube channel, and I'm desperately trying. I've got lots of content that I want to get on, but I just don't, I'm time poor So I'll do my best to get more on. So apologies for that. But so I used this razor to do a live shave, and I absolutely shredded my face. It was a disaster. I was demoing our Phoenix and Bo's vegan shaving soap formula, which is awesome and holds up fine. But unfortunately, my technique does not, and this just absolutely ate my face. So I love it, but I also hate it in equal measure. It's gorgeous, but it's yeah, it's really difficult to use. But I will get there one day, probably when I'm 80 or something like that, but we'll see. I'll keep chipping away at it. The next point, so the next question is gluttony. What is your most delicious item? I have something here which isn't shave specific, but it is part of my grooming regime, in as much as it's a pomade, and so I use it in my hair just for a little bit of hold. My hair, as I'm getting older, my hair is deciding to go, but what remains deserves a little bit of luxury once in a while, and this is it here. It's a Yardley product, and it's called English Lavender, and it's just so nice. It's divine. The smell is gorgeous. So yes, lavender, but there's so much more going on in there, and I really enjoy this, but so does my wife Sarah, so it's a win-win. The next question is sloth. So which item is most neglected? Now for me, this doesn't relate to an item, it relates to a habit of mine, in as much as I'm very slothy when it comes to cleaning my hardware, my razors. Now I clean them after every use, pardon me, but I don't think I clean them deeply enough. Here in Hitchin, Hertfordshire, in England, our water is tremendously hard, and so this is my most frequently used razor, and most of the time it's quite pale in appearance because of the lime scale, and yes, I'm quite slothy in my admin, I suppose you could call it my admin, of looking after my kit. I do look after it, but the water here is so hard, I need to really scrub the razor, and it's something that I need to do more of. So that's sloth. Pride asks us which item in our dens are we most proud of. Well, again, this doesn't relate to an item. It relates to our forming of Phoenix and Bow. I am most proud of that. I'm most proud of forming our company. Phoenix and Bow in February will be 2 years old, and Sarah and I have worked tremendously hard in everything that we've done to date, and moving forwards also. So we've made mistakes. We've made plenty of mistakes, and I'm sure we'll make more mistakes in the future. But the important thing is we learn from them, and we try to apply those lessons. So we're very proud of where we've come from, and where we are now as a company and as a brand, and it makes me feel very satisfied. We do work tremendously hard. We've got 2 young girls, 2 young children under the age of 7. I work full-time elsewhere, so we've got lots of plates to spin and lots of things to manage. We're very excited about the new products that we're going to be releasing in due course. So a vegan formula shaving soap in a smaller format, 60 ounces, aftershaves, alcohol-free toners specifically, a organic facial soap, which is awesome. They're all awesome, obviously, and in due course, one of these. This is a 30mm synthetic shaving brush on a white resin handle, which we're going to call the Titus. It seems appropriate because it's pretty monstrous, and it's lovely. So yeah, the thing that I'm most proud of is Phoenix and Bo. Lust has to be the Bunny single edge injector. Now you probably won't have heard of that, and that's for good reason, because the Bunny is I think there are only 7 or 8 in existence, and they've been machined by a British chap called Tom. And if you go to the website beshaved.com and do a search on the Bunny single edge or the Bunny injector, you'll see what I mean. And I'm just going to try and grab an image of it here. Here we go. I don't know if you can see, there we go. So there, look at that. That is a work of art. It's very Art Deco, polished. Can't see that so well, can you? You'll have to look it up. But it's, you know, polished stainless steel handle, one piece, brass or copper backplate, very Art Deco, single edge injector, 3 plates, mild, not so, and wild. I just love it. So I would love to get my hands on one of those. If anybody has one or knows how to get hold of one, please let me know. Please get in touch. And we'll be mates for life, and I'll give you loads of Phoenix and Bo soap. Okay, so that's lust. Envy, well, this is the last one, envy. I'm not going to use the word envy. Instead, I'm going to use the word admiration. So who do I admire the most, or what do I admire the most in the wet shaving world? Lots and lots. So if we look at YouTubers, in the UK, for me, there are 2 prominent ones. There is the very excellent Kevy Parr, up in Scotland, up in Dundee, professionally trained voice actor, just a gentleman, and good fun to watch. You know, and his content's excellent, and he releases lots of it. So I've always enjoyed watching Kevy. The other chap is Paul Humphreys, Paul H Films, who for me is really a scholar in the UK wet shaving fraternity. Very generous with his time and his content and his knowledge and what he shares. So just a great chap. So those 2 stand out for me. Over in the US, I'd have to give a shout out to Rodney McAlpin, who's cap 7597, I think, his YouTube channel. Just a really mild-mannered, polite gentleman who likes to sing. So in his earlier videos that I certainly caught some time back, he would sing, not to the camera, but you know, it would be there in the intro. And I think I caught one. It was a Creedence Clearwater song, Looking Out My Back Door, and it was just, you know, it was fantastic. So that really captured me, and I've just always enjoyed his videos. Yeah, they're the main ones. I mean, you've got all the famous folks, you know, but they've been mentioned before. So there's lots out there. Special mention to JC and SoCal Shaves, and Chris Madden down in Australia also. So that's the YouTubers. But for me, being a soap maker, I have to doff my cap to William Carius, who is the founder and owner of Barrister and Man. Tremendous admiration and respect for Will. I've always loved his work. His products are gorgeous, super professional. I love his artwork and his blatant and obvious love for science fiction. Is just, you know, it really resonates with me, being a bit of a sci-fi nerd myself. So yeah, I know how hard this business is, and Will's been doing it longer than most, and you know, he's still there, and he raises the bar. So you know, I salute him. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. That pretty much wraps everything up. I'm supposed to nominate 3 people. I can't really think off the top of my head who I should nominate. I think most of those who I would already have been. So I'll put them down here somewhere. Let's pretend I'm a professional YouTuber. They'll be down here. There we are. So they are my 7 sins of wet shaving. Thank you very much for watching as always, and shave right, feel brilliant.